right, today I'm making this video because I want to highlight my comment that was mentioned on a panel of attorneys concerning the P. Diddy trial. Today I was in a live. Actually, I was in two lives today, shortly after the first half of the court hearing. You all know by now that my goal is to get to the courthouse as soon as I can, but I want to do it in the most effective way as possible. And originally I thought I would just drive up there, try to hurry up and get in line so I could be one of the people that gets to go inside the courtroom, or at the very least the overflow room. However, after learning more details about the trial and how everything is set up, I know that it is going to take a little bit more planning than what I thought, especially the way everything is happening up there and is going. You really have to have security or whatnot. So I thought of taking a different route of approach when it comes to the trial and trying to get the coverage for my channel with the P. Diddy trial. Now, so with this, until I can get my booty up there, but it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take some planning. I'm probably gonna have to try to get a hotel when I'm down there. So I'm gearing that trip more so around the verdict versus the actual trial. So I have to find out ways to obtain this information, to bring it to you, to break it down in layman's terms as best as possible. So back to today. Well, today I was on two people live. The first person live I was on was Tisha Tales live, and I absolutely love her. She's an amazing YouTuber who has been covering this P. Diddy trial at the courtroom, and she has had a couple of special guests as far as other reporters. Gene Deal, by one of the celebrity notices as far as security for the celebrities, as well as she's been catching glimpses of other witnesses that have been going in and out of the courtroom for her channel, which I say superb job on her part. I was on her live this morning, and I was trying to get into where I could talk to her and make mention of some of the things I was trying to point out, because you know me, I love to support our smaller YouTube community, and although she is a bigger platform than my own, when you look at the masses and the amount of subscribers most YouTube channels have, when I'm talking about in the millions of subscribers, she's still considered in the upper smaller class when it comes to the small channels. But make no bones about it, she is doing her thing. She is up there giving you the detailed information as best as she can. Now with Tisha, and this is no knock to her, a lot of her coverage, she do put herself inside it, which you really do need to do. So there's a lot of emotional side on her part. So although I love to watch her and I love to read her comments, because man, them people be tripping on her comment section, you hear me? But girl, do your thing. Don't let anybody discourage you from doing absolutely nothing. But a lot of it is geared toward a lot of emotion. She does bring the facts. She does bring terminology to the legal field. But as y'all all know, I have a background of criminal law, as well as I have a love and a passion for law. So I do have a very strong eye for detail. And I was on her live this morning, and I was trying to point out something to her so she can kind of get out and discuss with her panel. But because she has so many people that she has on her live, and I mean that live was going, I mean them comments were going, flip, 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 flip. She might have seen it, she might have didn't, she might see it when she go back that I was trying to address her on this particular question, but my question did not get noticed. I also follow another YouTuber who, by the way, is in law and has experts come on their channel to discuss the P. Diddy trial, and his name is Jess. Jess has a YouTube called Law and Crime Network. He has over 7.200 million subscribers, and today he was live as well. So after trying to make my attempt on Tisha, I did go over to his panel because I really love getting a lawyer perspective, because because these are actual lawyers that knows the law in and out on the criminal side. And so they give their opinion on how they feel that the trial is going, where they think it might go. And the way Jess have his YouTube set up is he opened it up for the live as far as like a luncheon where he will take questions from the community. Now, you do have to be subscribed to his channel, and I am subscribed to his channel, in order to get your comment on the comment board. And there was a lot of questions that were going his way. So the fact that one of my questions, and that was just one of many that I had put on the panel along with some of my expressions. And let me go ahead and make this clear. By no means am I saying that Just From Law and Crime Network is advertising my channel by the least. No, what he's doing is he's building a network where he could talk to the public and get the public view. Because just like there's the court, there is the view of public opinion. And so he opens up his platform so the community can have a open, direct dialogue with him and other attorneys on how they feel this case is going. And some of those opinionated personas on his panel have dealt in some high profile crimes as well, where they had to either oversee, or they represented, or they have some type of legal knowledge of when it comes to criminal law. So by no means am I saying, so I just want to get that legal aspect out there, that he was endorsing my channel or anything, because he doesn't know if I'm a YouTuber or not. But he did select one of my questions, and one of the questions that he selected that I asked for the panel, I first gave my opinion on how I felt about it, and I wanted to see what they thought about or their take on it, because I think as far as the direction of this trial, a lot of this is getting overshadowed, and they're gearing into matters that are important, but the defense is trying to build around that to deter the jurors from seeing the real issue, which is the RICO. And I really feel like the RICO has been proven by law, by definition, it has been proven. So my question to the panel and my intake was, do you feel that the witnesses, because they all had to sign NDAs, which is non-disclosure agreements, are confused because of the NDA when it comes to their testimony or their expressing what happened to them, because they're under the influence that NDA they signed, there might be things they cannot say. So maybe this is why, on top of the fact that there is a power difference between Diddy and them, and Diddy and other people in the entertainment business. So do you feel that the confusion from the DNA and the power struggle or difference is affecting the way these witnesses are presenting their testimonies to the court? And how do you feel that the defense is playing off of this? And my answer was, my question was addressed. It was stated that it was a great question, a great point of view, and they asked the panel to elaborate on what I said. So I just want to thank Jess and the Law Crime Network, and she really broke that thing down on a lawyer scale to let the public know, for the ones that were in that live, what Diddy defense is trying to do. And that is exactly what they're doing to these witnesses. These people are confused based off of that NDA that they signed, far as when it comes to their statements. And they're using and twisting these people understanding of that NDA. And I think the prosecution has to really run that. They have to prep them for that. And part of these witnesses, including especially Mia, they are destroying her on this on her testimony today in that court. They are lighting this woman up because they are holding on to the fact that she gave him praises. There's multiple texts that she was pretty much like she was worshiping or looking at him as a god of sort, and had this strange relationship. So for someone who had physically abused or SA'd her, or was as bad as they're portraying him to be, then why is she with all these texts that is contradicting her very testimony that she gave? And she is not dealing with that cross-examination well. And I honestly feel that NDA is playing a big part in this. And let's just be honest, y'all. All victims at some point against their accusers had some type of bond, some type of relationship with them. It didn't all start off bad. It was most of them, whether it's in a relationship or in a environment of a relationship, such as an organization or an employee base. It starts off good, because if it starts off bad, then people are just gonna go, right? They gotta drill them in some kind of way. So it shouldn't come as a surprise, as there would be some documentation that these witnesses did have a sense of loyalty to Diddy. And that has to be separated from the person that he is, the mob style, like gangster type of persona that he portrays on everyone. In fact, there was a video that was released of an interview from years back where Diddy had found out about his father because he was not given the truth, allegedly, from his mother originally. And this is coming from Diddy's mouth. Diddy said this, where he thought his father had passed away in a different manner versus a car accident, but later learned that his father was the head of a gang, of a mafia style gang. And so everybody on the street respected him because of his father. And something inside of him told him that the story he was being fed was far different than the real story that was there. So in my observation and my opinion of Diddy, I think he's trying to emulate that of his father, as to show some type of honor towards his father and who he was and who he wished to become. But he has far surpassed his father, in my opinion. And I don't even really know a lot about the man with what he is doing now. And that RICO charge, y'all, has been proven. Now, what the prosecution has to do at this point is reel it in and focus more on the organized crime, more so than the individual things that P. Diddy has done, and orchestrate the organization as a whole that helped him carry out these masses of crimes, masses of bribery and threats. They need to hand on it, take them through, take P. Diddy and his defense team through that narrow tunnel that it will cave them in on, what to the point of no return. And for everyone in the legal field, and for those who are studying law and know law, you know exactly what I am talking about. Run them straight in that tunnel, and they don't have anywhere to turn. And they have to do that really soon, because although right now the prosecution is winning overall, the defense is coming in really strong with their cross-examination, and we still are yet to see who are the rest of the witnesses for the prosecution and what exactly does the defense have up their sleeves. Well, once again, I just like to thank and I appreciate the opportunity of having my question pulled for the panel to discuss, to Jess and the panel of Law and Crime Network. And again, no association, no in any turn are they promoting my channel, but I do want to promote on my channel my question that was pulled. I will put a link in this video where you can go watch his live. Is a great live. And like I said, if you want to get information from actual attorneys themselves. You could hear it from all perspectives and not just emotional. Now, me, I will always try to bring you the facts and the facts only. Now, I do interject my own opinion, but when it's my opinion, I will let you know. As always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. And toodles.